keep going, keep going. I gotta 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 keep going. I don't half step cause I know the full truth. The devil cooking, he don't know that I could cook too. When life give me pressure, I still show the good fruit. I treat it like my last rep and I just push through. I don't believe in failure cause I can't afford it. And if it ain't meant for me, then I ain't about to force it. I think about the victory and trigger my endorphins. The mission too important, ain't no way I could abort it. So I gotta.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Zeke podcast. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. This is the real podcast that I am doing. I thank y'all for y'all love and support. Those that's been standing behind me, I appreciate y'all for giving me a thumbs up, even on my videos on YouTube. So this is my first podcast, man. I'm gonna go ahead and I said this year, 2025, I'm going for it, man. So whatever you put your mind to in 2025, do it. Whatever you plan on doing, do it in 2025. Don't let nothing stop you from your goals, reaching your destiny. Yeah, so I really appreciate everybody that's been supporting me, man. And I want to talk about some things tonight. This is the podcast. I feel excited. I feel motivated. I feel elevated to do this. Tune in, man. Welcome. I pray that you be blessed by this video, this podcast video. Zeke, go and support, show some love. I thank y'all for the ones that's been supporting and showing love and giving it a thumbs up. I appreciate y'all so much. Tonight, I want to talk about a topic. I want to deal with everything has a time limit. This is very important that we understand that everything has a time limit. In other words, nothing lasts forever. Okay, everything has to come to an end. There's a time limit for everything. There's a time limit, say for instance, when we go to work, there's a certain time we have to stop working. There's a certain time we have to be at work. I work 8 hours a day. I gotta punch in at 8 o'clock. I gotta make sure what happens if I don't punch in at 8 o'clock. If I punch after 8, guess what? I'm late. I'm over my time limit. I'm late. So, it's simple. It's simple to understand. We must understand that everything has a time limit. Nothing lasts forever. And then not only that, but it'll help us to appreciate the moment, to appreciate what we have in the moment. So I want to talk about some things tonight. So sit back, get your coffee, get your soda, whatever. Sit back and enjoy. Kick your feet up, and we finna talk. I appreciate y'all. Pray for your boy Zeke, man. As you know, this is my first podcast video. And I pray that you be blessed. I pray that you get understanding. And I pray that you be encouraged, by the topic I want to deal with tonight. It's Monday. You know what I'm saying? Happy Monday. Let's go Monday. Yeah, to all the ones out there, let's go Monday. Haha. You know what I'm saying? God is good. So I want to, we got to always be thankful. We got to be thankful for what we got. Just like, we may not be where we want to be, but we sure enough, thank God we ain't where we used to be. We have to develop that mindset that this just a look like situation. Y'all, come on. Man, okay, we finna get to it, y'all. We finna get to it. There's a time limit for everything. There is a time limit for everything, okay? Y'all pray for your boy. Pray for me. This is my first podcast. This is my first video. Before I go into what I want to talk about, I want to give a little bit of my upbringing. I was born in Springfield, Illinois. Yes, I was born. This is my city. Born and raised here. I had a pretty rough childhood. I didn't have a normal childhood. I had a pretty rough upbringing. Only had one sibling. I got one sister. I grew up in a single parent home. Me and my, what I'm saying? I grew up in a single parent home. It was pretty rough growing up. It was pretty rough, but by the grace of God, I'm here today. In spite of all what I've been through, as a teenager, even as a teenager, I thank God that I'm here to share with you guys, where the Lord has brought me from. I'm thankful every day. And I had a pretty rough upbringing. I done seen a lot as a child. I really didn't have a normal childhood. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. And one thing, I never forget why I come from. I never forget where I come from either. So, you can never forget where you come from. Some people do. They get up on the top. They get to their feet. They get this. They get that. They forget where they come from. But you can never forget where you come from, because the same God that give it, the same God will take it away. Gotta always remember that. It's because of God where you at today. Not because of you. It's because of the goodness and the grace of God where you at today. We gotta always be thankful, and we can't forget where we come from. So I didn't have a normal childhood. I had some experience. I saw some things. I had a loving mother, man. Sweetest woman in the world. Would do anything for anybody. She didn't play though. My mom did not play. Rest in peace to my mom. Rest in heaven to my mom. My mom was a loving, sweet woman. She did the best she can do. She took care of me and my sister. It was only us. My mom didn't have other kids. It was just me and my sister. My mom was a single parent. So we grew up in a single parent home. And I miss her to this day. Everybody knew my mom as Tater Head. If you from Springfield, if you grew up in Springfield, Illinois, most people knew who my mom was. That her nickname was Tater Head. To this day, I can't tell you why they call my mom Tater Head, but that was her nickname. But so man, I done seen, I had a pretty rough upbringing. I done seen some things that a normal child wouldn't normally go through. I've been through some stuff that a normal child wouldn't go through, as being young. I seen a lot, been through a lot, but by the grace of God, I'm here today to share, to be an inspiration, and no matter where you come from, you can be who God has called you to be. No matter what your background is, no matter what the mistakes you did, no matter what mistakes you want to make, even down the line, never give up. Never give up on life. There is still hope. One thing I learned, long as you still got life, long as there is life, there is hope. Long as you still got breath in your body and you still breathing, there is still hope. So, I'm always reminded of that. Even when I get discouraged, even when times when I feel lonely, I know that he's with me. He'll never leave me nor forsake me. We got to understand that we have to know that God is with us no matter what we go through. He's there with us. He's there to bring us through it. He never promised us that we won't go through nothing, but he promised that he will make a way. He will carry us through the process. Then seen a lot, the experience a lot, I'm gonna do a part 2 of my podcast. I ain't gonna go off into, I'm gonna do one to where I just completely go and talk about my upbringing. I just gave y'all a little glimpse of my upbringing. I want to deal with this tonight. Everything has a time limit. And, I kind of wrote some things down to where, different definitions. I want to talk about this tonight. And I pray, that this bless you. This be a blessing to you. Everything has a time limit, which means nothing lasts forever. Okay, we must understand that nothing is going to last forever. Nothing lasts forever. Every single thing, whether if it's a moment, a relationship, a life, or even a physical object, will eventually come to an end. It's going to eventually come to an end. Nothing lasts forever. It's a time limit. Okay, or expire. It's either going to come to an end or expire. There is a natural limit to how long something can exist or function. So we must understand there's a natural limit to how long everything can exist or function. Everything in the natural world follows a circle of birth, growth, decline, and death. This is a kind of touchy one, death. Something that we all gonna have to face one day. I mean, it's reality. We can't run from it. We can't ignore it. We're not gonna be here forever, y'all. I hate to say this, but we're not gonna be here forever. And it's based on how you live your life. Your decisions is determine your destiny. We got to remember that your decisions is determine your destiny. Where you will end up in life is determine your future and your destiny. Your decisions, the present, whatever decision you make is going to determine the outcome, where you're going to end up, whether if it's good or bad. Just like harvest time, you plant that seed just don't grow as soon as you plant it. Come on now, we all know that. But it's a harvest, it's a time to where it's going to grow. It's a process of growth. Growth is a process, okay? We must understand, growth is a process. When you plant a seed, it's going to eventually grow. In its time, and harvest time is going to grow. Whether if you plant a good seed or a bad seed, it's going to grow. It's going to manifest in its time. But there's a time limit to growth. Just like a newborn baby. He don't come out the womb eating meat. He has to grow. He has to get nurtured. He has to get fed milk. Okay. Man, this is powerful. It may sound like it's simple, but it's powerful. It makes sense. And I want to make sense. I want to make it simple to where people can hear, to where you can understand what I'm saying. It says everything in the natural world follows a circle of birth, growth, decline, and death, illustrating the concept of a time limit. This is all illustrating the concept of a time limit. The phrase, okay, this phrase emphasizes of the natural things, encouraging us to appreciate the present moment, understanding that everything has a time limit can help us to accept change. See, understanding a time limit, everything has a time limit. To understand that can help us to understand. It will encourage us to accept change and transition in life. I'm reminded in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it says, to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the heaven. Nothing lasts in this natural world. So everything has a time limit. And, so as I was just reading, a time to be born, as I want to elaborate on and talk about Ecclesiastes chapter 3, to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to build, a time to tear down, a time to reap and a time to moan, a time to laugh, a time to dance, a time to embrace, a time to refrain from embracing, a time to keep and a time to lose. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the heaven. Time is very important to understand. Everything has a time limit in life. We're not going to be here forever. I'm sorry. We're not going to be here forever. So the only thing we can do while we still have time to make the best of it as we can. To make life, we only got one life. We don't have another life. Not in this physical, not in this natural world. When we cross over, that's it, But I'm talking about the now. It helps us to appreciate the moment. Appreciate life while you still got it. Okay? We got to appreciate life while we still got it. A lot of people don't appreciate life. But you have to appreciate life while you still have life. God gave us life. He created us to have life. He breathed the breath of life into man's nostrils, Adam, and man became a living soul. He represents us. We all come from Adam. We all stem from Adam. Okay, we must understand that. That's in the book of Genesis. But I really want to talk about time. There's a time limit. God has a time limit as well. God has a time limit as well. There's a time limit, which means there's always God's time limit is a wait. See, it's easy to pray, but waiting, that's the hard part. Because it's like, when it's gonna happen, when I'm gonna get this, when I'm gonna get promotion. Maybe it's not the time. Oh man, everybody get married. He got married. He got him a wife. She got her a husband. When is my time? It's not time. Maybe it's not your time yet. Your time will come. Just be patient. And see, that's where the fight come in at. Maybe it's not the time for you to get married. But if you keep on trusting and believing in God, if you keep on doing what you're supposed to do, it's going to happen. And when the time comes, God gonna open doors. It's gonna happen for you. Oh man, they getting blessed with a new car. Why they got this new house? There's a time. Your time is coming. Your season is coming. To everything there is a season. But there's always a wait. Can you wait in the process? What are you doing in the midst of waiting? What are you doing in the process of waiting? We got to do our part too in the process of waiting. We've been on our job for years. You may have been on your job for a long time and you still waiting on to get promoted. Well, the time gonna come, if you keep on staying consistent in what you're doing, you're going to get promoted. God gonna bless you to get promoted, but you gotta stay consistent of what you're doing. You gotta be dedicated. This is very important. This is so powerful, and I pray that somebody be blessed by this video and be encouraged of what I'm saying. There's a time limit to everything. We must understand that. Now I'm talking now. There's different. I'm kind of going into a different terminology. Now I'm going on a spiritual aspect of time. God's time. God has a time limit in his kingdom. Your time will come. There's a time to speak and it's a time to keep silence. Okay. Your time is going to come for you to speak. Your time is going to come for your voice to be heard. But in the process, just keep doing what you're doing. And I guarantee the time is going to come to where you will be given an opportunity for your voice to be heard. So man, I just wanted to do this podcast and talk to y'all tonight. And even with relationships, there's an ending. Relationships comes to an end as well. Everything comes to an end in this life. So we must understand there's a time limit for everything that in life that we do. Just like on the job, I gotta be at work. I work 8 hours a day from 8 to 4:30. You know, but I can't go over my time limit. There's a certain time I gotta work, and it's a certain time that I gotta stop working. So that's just life. That's just the natural aspect of life. But it'll help us appreciate the moment. It's a saying that says you got to enjoy life while you still have it. And we got to learn to appreciate life while we still have it. But it's determined us where we will end up. What we do with our lives is determine our destiny, where we're going to end up. So, man, I just wanted to do this. I just wanted to speak tonight. I really pray that what I said will bless. I really pray that you got something out of what I said tonight. That this is really powerful, and it's really important to understand, and it's really encouraging to know that there is a time limit for everything that we do. So, I just wanted to do this video, man. Be looking out for more of my podcasts. This is my first podcast. I want to shout out to the ones that's been, supporting. I want to shout out, I want to say their name. Shout out to my Aunt Gladys. I love you. I appreciate you. Shout out to my cousin Michelle. Shout out to all the ones, man. I know the list go on. Robin, I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. My Aunt Sis, I thank you for your support. Much love. My cousin Anthony Brown, my big cousin. Man, I appreciate you, man. Love you. Thank you for your support, man. And my daughter Zion, I really thank you. I love you. Thank you for actually my daughter created my YouTube channel for me. She an expert in it, on social media. So I really thank God for my daughter, and I want to shout out to her. I want to shout out to my pastor, my first lady. Continue to keep them lifted up in prayer. Continue to pray for me. And another thing, go and support. Go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know I done said it, before. Just go Zeke Skits, man, and go on and support. Go on and subscribe to my channel, man. Y'all be blessed. Have a blessed night, man. And I really appreciate y'all. And as many more podcasts is coming. So be on the lookout. So y'all be blessed.